Hi, it's Jess here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. Today I've got the card I made for the Stamp and Hop blog hop. The theme this month was favourite DSP, and I've chosen the lovely Snowflake Splendor. Now, I can't choose a favourite DSP because there are just so many and it changes depending on what I'm making. I think possibly the Hallow's Magic Night one is probably, or Night Magic is probably my favourite, but I haven't cut it yet. So I've cut this, as you can see. I really like it, and I made this, and I'm going to make it again for you. And I'm going to use the same sheet because I'm using Balmy Blue and Highland Heather with it, and I'm using the dies as well. I'm going to use the stitched rectangles because that's what I've used here, and I think I might change my mind when it comes to it. I'm going to take the sentiment here. This is what I've used there, the Merry Christmas from Festive Post, and I'm using the Winter Snowflake, I think that's what it's called, embossing folder because it's just gorgeous. Now, I took inspiration to make this card from some swap cards. So we've just done a little swap in the Pootler team, and I received these two cards. So this one's from Donna Lester, and I will link to her blog and a video if she's done one in my blog post. And this one is by Heather. So she's Taffy Crafting, and this one's by Heather, and she's stamped with Nelly, and yeah, love it. So I've kind of took the idea of using the embossing folder in that way. She's done the deboss, is the other way. Really like that. Oh, I've just seen the little vellum doilies behind, like them. And also, look, emboss the envelope. That's just gorgeous. Well, debossed it. I like the deboss. I might turn it round and do the deboss in this one. And then I just thought this was just such a gorgeous, simple idea of cutting a square, well, rectangle, stitch rectangle. And the thing about the stitch rectangles is you get the stitching on the outside, and then just put a little bit of DSP. How simple, but how beautiful. So I decided that I was going to use the stitch rectangle around the whole side. So as you can see, this card is slightly shorter than this. So this is our normal sort of C6 card that we get in the UK. And these stitched rectangles are sized, because it's an American company, for American size cardstock. So their cards are actually 5.5 tall. So I cut this down to do this. And I say I've just added sort of snowflakes sort of from this sort of idea. And I've used the little snowflake embellishments on it. She says, now realising that she needs them. It's a good job they're just here next to me. So I'd sort of put some snowflake embellishments around it. So I'm going to put those over there. So there we go. So that's the nice thing about getting the swap cards, is it does give you ideas. So I have got extra thick whisper white, doing a gatefold. Is it no? Tent fold. Gatefolds folded in the middle. Gotta cut my cardstock in the wrong way. Simple as. So, but I quite like it. Makes it a change. This is a quarter sheet of ordinary whisper white. And so what I'm going to do is got the biggest rectangle. So that's going to cut out there. And then one for the middle. Now on this one, I did that second smallest, and Donna did a bigger one. See, for me, I look at a card and I think, oh, I like to do that, and then I don't look at the card and I make it. And then I look at the card and I go, oh, it's not quite right. Well, it's not that it's not right, it's just different. So no, Donna didn't use that one. She must use that one. Yeah, so Donna used that one. So maybe for this one I'll go for the bigger one, so we'll get less surround but more, we'll see more DSP. So I'm going to do that. So I will cut these out, and then I'm going to emboss it after it's cut out, because if I emboss it first, then when I run it through to cut it out, I might flatten some of the embossing. So I'm going to get that done. So there's, in order to make sure you get the deboss, where it's got the Stampin' Up thing on it, that's going to give you the emboss. So put the right side in the wrong way round to get the deboss. And there we can still see the stitching on that. Got that for use with another card, someone else. And so let's bring in my card blank so we can have a little look-see. So we can see, because I've cut that down to 5.5 in length, it mats nicely that way. Slightly shy on this side because our card widths are 4 1/8 and there's a 4 1/4, but I think we get away with it. It is okay. So now we need a bit of DSP. Now I could have cut the DSP out with the die that's a little bit bigger, but actually we can just cut it out by hand. So it's just a matter of deciding which bit I'm going to go for. Now I've already cut the snowflakes, and not that I can actually see them right now, but I have cut the snowflakes. There they are. And I was just going to sort of play with them a bit. So I've cut the 3 smallest snowflakes out, and don't want that bit with the dark bit. So maybe we'll come down here a little bit and go like that. So we're going to have, I was just deciding how I was going to sort of layer them up, whether I was going to do I could do one each, couldn't I? So I could do one that goes that way and then one that goes the other. I quite like the fact that I had a small and a large. I haven't cut a second one of them. Best laid plans. Maybe we'll do it like that. Although we don't need a little one in there, because that, I could put a little one there, but that is where I was going to put the sentiment. So it could be like that, or we could do it like that. There's something about that I prefer. And then we'll have the sentiment. I think I quite like that way. She says, changing her mind again. I just love Island Heather. It's purple. I love you. Yeah, I think I'm going for that. I think that's what I'm doing. Right, so I need to just cut a little square there. So I'm going to leave them there so I don't forget. This is just shy of 2 inches wide. So if we go 2 1/4, it should be all right. And then lengthwise, it's 3 1/4. So if we go to 3 1/2, so about 3 1/2 by 2 1/4. I'll go a little bit more. Could have just squared that off, couldn't I? About 3 1/2. Wanted it about there, didn't I? I'm going to take that dark bit off. That can go in my scrap bit. Three and a half is enough, isn't it? Oh, good job I checked. I might go to 3 3/4. There we go. Super, super duper. Now, I did think I might put a bit of Wink Stella on this. Gives it a little bit of something. Let's squeeze down. I'm just thinking I might put a bit of Wink Stella across there, give it a little bit of a glisten. I can certainly see that. I'm not sure you can. Pretty little frostiness. Okay, so to stick that on there, I'm just going to put some glue around the edges of this. I'm going to use my Tombow that's in my little glue pot. Somebody asked me the other day where I got these. Amazon. I just looked for glue pots with sort of needle tips, and they weren't very much. I think I got them in a pack of 10, and they were less than £10, so they weren't £1 each. And I've put too much glue on there. Oh well, never mind. Part of the reason why I did this way is like it makes me use less glue, and there I went slavering it on. Never mind. That's quite nice that side as well, but I do love me purple. So there we go. All ready to go on there. So we'll stick that down. I can really see that Wink Stella. Oh. I was counting up earlier how many Christmas cards that I've made so far this year, and it's only the cards I've made for tutorials. I haven't made any other time. And 42 I came to, and it's still September. So I had 2 years in a row, the previous 2 years, I'd made a Christmas card a day, or 4 in a month. Christmas card a week, sorry, not in a day. So that I'd have 50 odd by the time, 52 by the time we got to sort of Christmas. And I haven't done that this year because I had too many last year. And I'm still up to probably the many I would have if I'd done it one a day. So I'm going to layer up these snowflakes. I'm thinking I might put that one a little bit more on the side there. So I want, just going to dot it around and sort of put that centre bit with that centre bit and sort of try and line those points up a little bit. What I like to do is get a block, stick it on. So it's a sort of card you could do in a conveyor belt. You could do all the stitch rectangle, die cut in, die cut out your little snowflakes, and then do your embossing. Could sit one night in front of the telly building up all your snowflakes. I do enjoy making Christmas cards. I think they are my favourite type of cards to make. And sadly people don't send as many out as they used to. But I think this year I will be sending more out, because it's been such a hideous year, hasn't it? Really has. So I want to send a bit more Christmas cheer to people. Particularly ones far away. There we go, put him up. Gonna do him, he's sort of putting him on sort of where the join is. So quite nice big spaces to apply glue, which is good. It's very strong Tombow, so it won't be going anywhere. And then we're going to do a bit of stamping, move that out the way. So got a bit of, I wasn't sure if I wanted Highland Heather or I had a scrap here. Where's it gone? That'll do. That isn't the scrap I was thinking of, but that will do. So I wasn't sure which one I wanted, so I'll cut them both. I'll do them both. So love this little stamp set. Great little elements in it for loads of seasons. So that's pretty cool. So good value for money. Some really nice little sentiments in there. Let's have a look. We've got Christmas covered. We have to you and yours. That could be for anything, doesn't it? We've got Halloween, and we've got that can be Valentine's. Really like that. So quite a few Christmas images there. I really love that car with the Christmas tree. So lots of Halloween, not that we particularly do Halloween, but I really liked it. I have used it for Halloween projects. So just give that a scrub. And then I just sort of fussy cut it. I am not actually brilliant at fussy cutting, but I do try, and I might be getting better. I was looking for my glasses. There we go, left them on my desk. So all I'm going to do is cut it down a bit so it's a bit smaller. So I just cutting that out. Like so. Don't like the way I've done that there. So that's my little Merry Christmas. And let's do it the balmy blue one as well. There we go. You take my glasses off now because they're close up and now the world's all blurred. There we are. So Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. I actually think I'm going for the blue for this one. Yeah, that's what we're doing. And I just popped it up on some little dimensionals. I've not got any mini dimensionals here. Thought I did. I did. Knew I did. Put the card straight, Jez, and then you might actually see where to put it. There, have that there. And then I want to put some, I put snowflakes around on the other one. I might actually use, because there's a bit more blue in this one, I might use these. Got a random pearl. Let's come off something. So I might add these pearls actually. Oh. I'll just have that in there. I put them randomly around it on this one. Oh, maybe I'll do both. Why not? So I quite like the look of a few snowflakes. Go for the bluey ones. There. Cool, like it. So that's it. That's my little favourite DSP project and a case of 2 swap cards that I received as well. So if you pop over to my blog, which will be linked down below, and there'll be something popping up as well, you'll see all the close-ups, and I will link to the original blog with the DSP, and I'll link to these 2 projects as well. So yeah, hope you like that. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Please press the little bell, and then you'll know when I've uploaded some projects. Okay, thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you again very soon.